Hello, my name is Kirioth, and oh my god, it's a Sunday morning video. Don't get these very often, do we? In fact, never. But this is a special occasion, because we now actually know what is in the Black Templars box that we've sort of kind of mostly known about for a little while. They've teased at it, they've mentioned it, but it's always been a kind of, ooh, wouldn't it be fun if the Black Templars got a box? And now they're getting one. Not exactly the best kept secret, but that was kind of the point. So, let's have a look at this, because they've done something smart with this, by the way. There is some significant nostalgia going on. Firstly, you lead with the old 3rd edition artwork, right? You've got to lead with that. It's really pulling on that kind of thread of nostalgia, leading with that artwork. But it's good artwork, so it doesn't matter. Question is, what do we actually have in there? So we've got the box itself. Cool artwork for the box. I quite like that artwork. It's very like reserved. Kind of low key, I guess, with it all being grayscale as opposed to being full of like the kind of colours that you see for the artwork. It's a lot more like dulled down, but I quite like it. It's quite stylised, not bad. So, what do we actually get in there? Well, we get 12 new Black Templars, a Marshal, the Emperor's Champion, and a 10-man Primaris Crusader squad with a ton of build options. You'll also get a Redempted Dreadnought. Now, the fact it says a 10-man Primaris Crusader squad with a ton of build options, this is most likely going to be the kit that we see that is produced separately. So, you'll be able to get this Crusader squad in its own box at some point in the future. Probably not that far off, I would have thought. But the fact that that's been singled out, that's been specified, this is probably the final kit that we're getting here. Honestly, it's a decent looking force. I will say my initial gut impression to this is probably going to be the Combat Patrol, right? Maybe take the Emperor's Champion out. Maybe take him out. And this looks... I say it looks about right for a Combat Patrol. It's a little bit... I guess it's a little bit tricky to 100% nail down the points. It depends on how many points a Crusader squad is, because you've got a mix of Primaris Marines in there and what look like Neophytes, and so the Neophytes will be slightly cheaper, and so the cost of the squad will most likely reflect that. But we have got a full-on Marshal, and I mean, maybe... Yeah, I mean, the closest I can kind of compare it to is the Combat Patrol for the Dark Angels, which also has a Redemptor. It's got a Chaplain in there, it's got a 5-man squad of Intercessors, and it's got the Inceptors as well, I believe, 3 of those. I would imagine this is going to be roughly that points value. It will probably be around what you would get for a Combat Patrol, which does mean that this box, you are going to get, you're going to get your cards in there, you're going to get your codex in there as well. It does have extra stuff. This is a decent force to start out with. It's roughly equivalent to what other people can pick up, and as such, if this is going to be your first army, although I would imagine a lot of people, this is not going to be their first army, this is like a good kind of mirror to that stuff, which, to be honest, makes sense. It does look like a decent force. So we've got the Marshal. There's 2 choices of head. Is one of them a helmet? Because then I'll be happy. And there's also a selection of weapons and an optional purity seal. I mean, why would you not put that on there? Mind you, they have said. Can you really imagine setting off on a crusade without sufficient sanctification? Which you wouldn't, would you? To be fair, I think that's a really good model. The skeleton on the power pack is maybe a bit much, but that's mostly because the head is weird. The skeleton itself I don't have a problem with. It's suitably grim, suitably dark, but the head looks the skull is a bit weird. It's kind of got this smirk going on. Like, it's almost as though it's got, like, lips drawn up into a smile. But only from the front, actually from the side that isn't there. Weird. Maybe it's just an unfortunate angle for that main photograph. The picture. Photograph? What? I mean, it's still technically true, but why did I phrase it like that? We just don't know. I do like the armour on, like, the greaves with the leg armour there. That's nice. The kind of reinforcement on the shoulder pad is good. It's not overly busy, but you can 100% tell Black Templars. Got some nice cloth going on there as well. Yeah, overall, I think that's pretty solid. I think that's okay. I do hope there is a helmeted option, but, I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't. Also, interestingly, one of the shoulder pads is a different shape to the other. So you got your normal shoulder pad where he's got the plasma pistol, but then on the other shoulder, you've got more of like a Centurion style shoulder pad, which it's interesting. I like that change, honestly. That's kind of cool. That's a nice touch. Yeah, I'll give him that one. Nice. So in terms of the Crusader squad, yeah, Primaris Neophytes. And you've also got sword. You got a sword brother to oversee the squad. Again, there's some nice stuff here. There's some good looking models. The neophytes look decent. They are very like scout reminiscent, but they're very clearly Primarisified. I like the fact that they're similar, but obviously the scaling is a lot better. They are standing up straighter. The posing is a bit better as well. It's kind of very clear what they are, like what their equivalent is. They still have like recognizable bits of like Primaris armor on them, but it's not a full suit, which I like. The guns wrapped in chains, because they have their weapons chained to their wrist. It's such a good aesthetic. It looks so good. I like the way they've implemented it on that bolt rifle. Which version of the bolt rifle is that? Who knows? Who cares? It's a bolter. We all know. It's fine. The sword brother looks cool. Again, a nice amount of cloth going on. Interesting that doesn't have the different shoulder pad by the look of things. That's clearly just a Marshal thing. Still cool. Do like the helmet on that guy as well. That's a good helmet. Nicely done on the helmet there. Again, the extra bits of like rivets and stuff on the armor is a really nice touch. It just kind of makes him stand out that little bit more. It's just that little bit of like differentiation that is not over the top, but it's like you can see it. You can see it clearly. It's a nice touch. I don't like the Pyre Blaster, I'll be honest. It just looks like someone stretched a flamer out. That's all it looks like to me. And having the hand directly above I'm assuming that bit gets really, really hot. It's just a weird design. It feels like someone went, we need to give them a special flamer. What do we do? And the answer was, make a longer flamer. Like, I don't know. I would have preferred something that isn't that. I don't even know what I would have preferred. It just doesn't do anything for me, unfortunately. I'm perfectly happy to admit that I may well be in the minority in that criticism, but you know, there's just some stuff you don't like. The rest of it is great, and the model holding it is fine. I haven't got a problem with it at all. It's just the gun is a bit, to me. I do like the added detail, by the way, that the neophytes don't have their weapons chained to them. They're not like full blown yet. They're not fully in, and as such, they don't do that. Whereas the rest of them do. That's a nice touch. A little bit of like squad size storytelling there. Nice. Yeah, they look pretty solid. I like the belts on that one as well. Several belts by the look of it. It's just a nice touch. There's a nice amount of detail around the waist that could otherwise be a bit plain without that. And of course, you know, it stops your robe from flapping about and getting in the way in combat, which is always a plus. Yeah, overall a solid squad that. Now what they've done here is frankly, I'm not going to say genius. It's not, you know, world-changingly a good idea, but it is a very good idea because this launch edition codex supplement has got the John Blanche artwork from 3rd edition in it. That's what it is. Well, not even in it, on it. Like, that is such a good idea because, I'll be honest, I do like the Black Templars, but they're not high on my list of priorities right now, yeah? I've got, like, my armoured company I need to finish off. I've got a bunch of stuff ready to make a kill team and to do a little bit of a fun Custodes force. The Black Templars are not high on my list of priorities, but it would be cool to have an army of them at some point, you know? And they're going to be around forever. It's not, you know, now they're brought back, they'll be here for a while, so I've got the time. This box is pretty decent. I do like the contents of it. I know it's going to be more expensive than a combat patrol, which I think it's probably going to be roughly equivalent to in points. But, you know what, there's that whole thing of grabbing the whole package where you get the codex and you get the cards and you get the models and you've got the box itself if you want to display that, which I know a lot of people do. That's all fine. I get the rationale behind the price of these boxes, and if you don't like the price, then you just don't buy it. It's you know, you can wait for the stuff to be released individually, which is what most of us will, or in some cases have to do, because supplies are so dwindling and so short. Because this is going to be a one and done. I doubt they're going to bring this back for a second print because it's the launch box. But by showing the codex and the codex having the 3rd edition artwork, I started in 3rd edition. I am intimately familiar with this artwork. I love this artwork, and I would love to own this codex. I would absolutely love to have this on the shelf. I'm not even like a collector person. I'm not someone who tries to get the limited editions of everything, but that hits the nostalgia sweet spot so well, so efficiently, and that's why they've done it. That's exactly why they've done it. That's why it's there, and I'll be honest, there'll be a number of people I know who previously may have kind of thought about getting the box, but thought, well, I can wait until later, who will see that and go, you know what, actually I need it. I've got to have that. I need that codex right now. Also expect that thing to show up on eBay for silly money, because you know it's going to happen. It is a smart move. It is a good move. Yeah, that's some solid playing on the old nostalgia there. So yeah, 80 page codex, where you've got your detachment abilities and stratagems, and 6 unique data sheets, litanies of the devout relics, all of that stuff, and the 28 data cards as well, and a massive transfer, 226 decals. Christ. Yeah, no, you've got pretty much everything you need in there. And as they say here, remember a certain pyre blaster toting space marine, still don't like the name, well, he's got friends and they'll be joining the crusade towards the end of the year, so that you'll be able to get a whole squad of them. So there you go, that's the contents of the Black Templar box. Honestly, this is just going to sell out immediately. Also, didn't mention earlier, but the candles on the power pack, lovely touch, I like that a lot. But yeah, this is going to vanish instantly because, I mean, you've got your actual Crusader squad, you've got your mix of your full-blown Space Marines, you've got Sword Brother in there, you've got your Neophytes as well, the new Emperor's Champion, you've got a new Marshal. I mean, it's ticking all the boxes, and the Codex has got the 3rd edition artwork on it, which, as I said before, just a smart move. This is going to vanish ultra quick, so you're going to have to be ready, itchy trigger fingers on the ready for grabbing this one, I'm afraid. What do you think of that lot, though? Like it, dislike it, think they've done a good job updating them all? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.